When they first announced a Green Lantern series on HBO, a lot of us who know that world or are fans of any of those characters, I mean the Lanterns, we looked at it with serious doubt. Then, the first trailers dropped, showing the so-called chemistry between Hal Jordan and John Stewart and how they were handling the Green Lantern universe. And we started feeling sick about it, about the trailers and the story and everything about it. So, when the leak came out that Hal dies in the first episode, that feeling turned it into pure I don't even care anymore. But after watching the first episode of Lanterns, I have to say I hated it more than Damon Lindelof hates the original material of every project he works on. Hello dear viewers and welcome back. My name is Amilcar, I am a sci-fi and dark fantasy author and this is 4 Cents. So, Lanterns. This is the last piece of the DCU, and it's just another nail in the coffin of that whole movie universe, if you can even call it that, or you can call it Gunverse. For context, the show is supposed to be about Hal Jordan training John Stewart to take his place. Now, I'm not going to hide it. John Stewart is one of the Green Lanterns, I like it the least. He was created as a political tool to represent African Americans during a rough time in US, and his creator used him to push a left-wing point of view. That said, I'm going to try to stay as fair as I can. Let's start with the basic setup. In the comics, John Stewart was chosen by the Guardians, but that happened when he was already an adult. Here, they show his dad training him as a little kid by shooting apples off his head, like, I don't know, a messed up version of William Tell. The difference is William Tell did it because a bad guy forced him under the threat of death. John does it out of pure arrogance and ego because he's decided his son is going to be the next Green Lantern. So, right from the start, this scene tells us exactly what kind of person adult John is going to be, and they mix that with the classic True Detective vibe. Hal is the old cop who's about to retire, John is the younger guy taking his place, and they get pulled into a shooting that turns out to be part of some aliens conspiracy. But the bigger problem goes deeper than just the opening. The showrunners clearly don't understand Green Lanterns at all and how they work. Candidates aren't chosen because they have no fear. They are chosen because they have the willpower to overcome or to push through fear. That's what proves they are worthy. In this show, they treat them like robots who just throw fear away completely. When you do that, what left is apathy. And apathy doesn't give anyone a real reason to act. Willpower is the core of the green light, the same way yellow is fear, red is rage, and so on. The way they write John Stewart actually make him look more like someone who should get an orange ring than the one for grit, because he keeps talking about how much he wants the ring and Hal's job. So, they even say it loud. Hal talks about losing his dad and how after that he had nothing left to lose, so he doesn't feel fear anymore. That right there shows a huge hole not just in the story but in their knowledge of the official comic and the official canon. And the worst part, one of the writers is Tom King, the same guy I talked about in Supergirl video, who has zero idea how to build a consistent universe. He has a huge fan base that loves everything he does, but he just can't write words that make sense. Then there is Damon Lindelof, who's behind one of the biggest disasters of the last few years, that Watchmen sequel on HBO. This lack of understanding shows up clearly in how they treat the characters too. Hal Jordan is written as an old worn out guy at the end of his career who doesn't want to give up the green ring because it's all he has left. The show goes out of its way to embarrass him every chance it gets, and it's almost always come from the latest girl boss character. I mean, for a guy who's supposed to be a top tier superhero who saved the earth over and over and over again, the local sheriff treats him like he's the problem, like she was the one trying to attack or destroy the planet and Hal kept stopping her. She doesn't just talk down to him, she flat out walks all over him and insults him constantly. And you can feel the pure dislike the writers have for the character. On the other hand, John Stewart gets the same treatment. They turned him into a vegan who has sex with a grandma in the parking lot of some random bar in the middle of nowhere. Worse, they make him someone who doesn't really respect Hal. He only listens because of the chain of command, which isn't the same as respecting the man's actual achievements. He talks trash about Hal both to his face and behind his back, and the biggest issue, he doesn't show any real willpower. His only reason for wanting the ring is "I deserve it, it's my right," without doing a single thing to prove he's earned it. And then there is Carrie Kane, the sheriff in the small town when the first episode takes place. She's the classic strong independent woman who doesn't need any men, and spend the whole episode making sure Hal knows he's not wanted and has no say in her town because she's the boss. Honestly, she's just another cookie cutter character Hollywood keeps giving us, someone whose main achievement seems to be that she was, I don't know, born a woman, and that's it and that's all. All of this fits into a story that feels weak and full of holes. There is a crime, Hal thinks aliens are involved, and that become part of John's training. They catch an alien that can supposedly change shape to look human, but when it had the perfect chance to do it, like when they took it to the hospital, it just didn't. Then it dies because a bomb in its head goes off. The bomb doesn't explode right away, it starts beeping first, giving Hal plenty of time to put a force field and protect everyone. The whole thing feels empty, the two main characters have zero chemistry, and the episode ends with John checking if Hal still has the ring instead of caring that the man just died. It's a total slap in the face to both characters. And I must say that one thing that really bothers me is how they handle Hal's motivation, and that's really something, because in the original comics, Hal was terrified of losing the people and places he loved. That fear is what led to one of the darkest stories ever, Emerald Twilight, where he broke every Lantern rule or Green Lantern rule. He killed other lanterns. He fused himself with the lantern and became Parallax just to try to bring Coast City back. Even after all that, both the fans and the DC and the comics still call him the greatest Green Lantern of all time. Here, no one of that shows up. Everyone looks down on him, not just the bad guys, but the people who are supposed to be on his side. The whole cast treats him like something they can wait to get rid of. And there is also, and this is the most annoying thing, there is also a political angle that feels pretty obvious. One of the aliens talk about the hunger and the ecological problems, and as problems humans don't care about. Then another character who looks like he's going to be one of the villains or the antagonists say something like, what if we both protect the planet from those who weren't born here? And I swear, it lands like a clear dig at Donald Trump and his immigration policies and ICE, because it could be possible that they treat the Green Lantern Corps as some kind of ICE, space ICE. And I must say that one of the last details I can ignore is that the show does recite the Green Lantern oath, but almost like they are making fun of it. And there is almost no green color anywhere. I mean, in the comics, everything the lanterns do has that green energy glow. Even when they fly, the ring grabs them in it. Here, no one of that exists, and they even invent a new power where Hal can leave part of his consciousness inside the ring to watch events that haven't happened yet. And somehow this just happened to line up perfectly with the start of the investigation, which make no sense and it's never explained. And what it really does is set up Hal to keep appearing as some kind of hologram. Actually, they call him like Holo Hal, something like that. The thing is, they basically, the showrunners, they turn the greatest Green Lantern into some kind of Jarvis from Iron Man, just there to give John the answers he needs to so the plot can move forward. In other words, another way to keep humiliating the character. In conclusion, Lanterns feel like just another humiliation ritual designed to fit James Gunn's personal fetish. And that is for today's video. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe and share with others. I love to read your thoughts in the comments. So, what did you think of the first episode of Lanterns? Do you agree with me, or do you like it, or do you think I'm being too hard on it? Once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Amilcar and I'll see you on the next 4 Cents video. Bye bye.